9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you ready?
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. It is Free for All Friday. I'm under the weather. I'm under the weather. Ricky's underwater, and
I'm under what?
Scott's underwater, and Scott's undernourished. What's going on, boys?
Nada.
All right, we're gonna get started. We were just chatting. We like to get on here probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes sometimes ahead of time to just bullshit a bit and talk, because we don't get to talk to each other all day. You okay, Scott? You got it.
Yep, just checking. I'm just checking on.
You on J date? What are you doing there?
He's checking DoorDash.
Yeah, check my DoorDash, making sure my food's coming in.
Hope you got oil in the house, because you look cold wearing that hat.
Now my propane's running low, so gotta.
You know what Scotty looks like with that hat on? You know what a shuttlecock is? And those you don't know what a shuttlecock is, it's that little birdie that's like the badminton set. That's what Scotty looks like, a shuttlecock.
All right,
no, leave it on, Scotty. Now you look like a Q-tip. Leave it on. Anyway, we were all bullshitting about some of the stuff we did when we were growing up and soccer, and we believe it or not, Scotty was a soccer player. And Ricky was really good at playing pocket pool. So we were all talking about different sports. And so I was talking about the fact that I played hockey. So adult hockey. I didn't play it when I was growing up, because there wasn't really hockey around this area. But we got a hockey rink in Frederick. We had a hockey rink here in Greencastle area. And then we had one in Hagerstown. So I played a little bit when I was from 17 to 18, whatever. Mostly pick up, that kind of stuff. Played a little bit of league stuff down in Frederick. And then Hagerstown got a league when I was in my early 20s. And then we just kind of played until I was about 29. So we were all talking about stories of sports and whatnot. So here's my best hockey story. Okay. So I was on a team called Instant Replay Sports. They're out of Winchester, Virginia area. And we had won our hockey championship 2 years in a row. Count them. 2 years in a row. And we went out to celebrate. We went to celebrate after a hockey championship. And it was, I want to say it was like ice time was late then. So it was probably, championship was probably at 10 o'clock at night. We didn't get done till midnight. I never, ever had a real good regular season. I think the most goals I ever scored in a regular season was like 15. And then when playoffs started, though, I was a fucking machine. 2 goals in each game. Like, it was ridiculous. I was actually had a really good – my postseason was actually really good. Always really good. So we went to a hockey championship. We go out to a place called Tony Papa's. And we're sitting there and we're drinking. And I'm young. I'm still young. I'm in my 20s, but I'm young. I mean, I haven't even seen the fucking world yet. So, and I'm not a big drinker. I didn't drink when I was in high school. I didn't actually.
You still aren't.
I really am. I still am a lightweight. Ricky, you're correct. 3 beers and I'm asleep by 4 o'clock. That's PM. So I was introduced to the lady named Tequila.
Oh boy.
So, most of these guys are older than me. I'm one of the younger guys on the team. I think I'm like 22 years old, maybe 22, 23, something like that. So, my timeline might be a little screwed up here. But anyway, so we're all drinking and they're like, hey, let's get some shots of tequila. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. What is that, a beer? Like, I had no idea. I don't know what that is. Right? Is there a worm in it? I didn't know there was some sort of worm somewhere along the line. I didn't know if I was going to have to take the worm to get to the tequila. I didn't know. So I drink this tequila. Horrible. Have you boys ever had tequila?
Yes. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. It's woo.
No, it's bad. Like, it is fucking. It is bad.
Yeah.
It is
Depends
bad.
on what kind you have.
I have no idea. I guarantee this bar. I'm sure it was bottom shelf under the railing, like probably in the basement tequila. It is fucking bad. The worm wouldn't have anything to do with this tequila. It's so fucking bad. So I hit a shot of tequila, and I'm like, okay, I'm chasing with like I don't even know what I'm drinking. Oh, Zima.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, that's how old this is, boys. Boys, that's how old this is. So I'm drinking this Zima. Let me shut this door. Okay. So I'm drinking Zima. I'm chasing it with Zima. And they're like, let's do it again. I know what they're doing, right? They're like, let's get the new guy hammered, right?
Yeah.
So another shot of tequila. It wasn't as bad as the first time, right? Now the Zimas are starting to hit.
Yeah.
I'm 2.5 Zimas in, boys.
Oh, jeez.
I think I swallowed a Jolly Rancher by accident. So I'm drinking this. I'm drinking tequila. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I lost count of how many shots of tequila we took. I really don't know, but I was on top of the fucking world. I became
on top of Abel.
I was on top of some. Well, we'll get to that. I became the shuffleboard champion of Tony Papa's that night. You ever play shuffleboard?
Yes, I have played shuffleboard.
Oh, you have, because most people under the age of 90 have not.
Yeah.
Not for me. Anyway, so the scorekeeper, we had 2 scorekeepers that pretty much ran all season long, 2 ladies, and scorekeeper, she's just looking at me. So I think she's looking at me.
Yeah.
So, and not a dig at Scotty. Anyway, guy was like, one of the guys, one of our wingers was like, "Hey man, he's checking you out." I'm like, I can barely keep my fucking head on. It's like I'm bobbing. I'm like, where? So over there, I was like, cheers. So I go over, I make a move on her. I start talking to her. You know how smooth I am, boys.
Yeah. Like a cow on ice.
2 divorces later. So, I'm talking to her, and next thing I know, I'm making out with her.
Oh my gosh.
I'm making out with this scorekeeper. So that night goes on. I go home. I'm fucking trashed. I've never been so sick in my life. I threw up, and this is the bad part. I threw up white foamy stuff, which really led me to believe I did some things I probably shouldn't talk about. There was a lot of dudes in the bar that night. I'm just saying, and I didn't pay for a drink. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. So 2-3 months go down the road, right? We get the next hockey season. So we have a practice. We're practicing against a newer team or something. So I skate out on the fucking ice, right? Skate on out of the ice. And sit down on the bench, take a couple shots or whatever, but sit down on the bench, loosen my skates, tie my skates, whatever I was doing. And there's going to be comments. I can see it now coming.
There's already one.
I'm sure. It's got to be Jesse, right?
No, it's Kevin Erickson, worst drink ever had, dirty Windex. Apparently the bartender wiped a shot glass with the Windex rags, poured the shot, had dirty Windex.
Nice.
Do not try it.
We're gonna pass on that one. It can't be any worse than Jose Cuervo's butt cheeks that I was drinking out of. So anyway, I do a couple skate laps around. I'm adjusting my skates, or whatever, and I take a couple shots. And we're a couple minutes before the games get ready to start. And I sit down on the bench. A couple guys sit down. The guy goes, my winger, Tim, leans over. He goes, "Yo, did you bag that chick?" And I was like, "Nah, bro. No, I never did. I went home. I was so fucking hammered. I don't know what was going on." He goes, "Well, she is eyeballing you, bro."
Yeah.
And I look over and I look at the scorekeeper. She's not fucking looking at me. I look at her. She's not looking at me. She's looking at somewhere else. And I looked at him. I was like, "What the fuck? What are you talking about, bro?" He's like, "No, she is staring a hole in you." And I looked around again. I was like, "The fuck are you talking about? She's looking the other way." He goes, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I'm looking right at her, bro." He goes, "No, not her. The other girl." Let me tell you, If there are any bad decisions to be made that night, I would have made them.
Yeah.
This girl had a thicker beard than I did. She
Woo.
was probably the most unattractive person I've ever. Great personality. Great personality. Not something you want to go home with. So yeah, 2 scorekeepers, like I said in the beginning. One of them ugly as fuck. And that's the one your boy made out with.
Wow.
Now, when I was kissing her, I wasn't sure whose mustache was itching who, but her playoff beard was much better than mine. So, yeah, that's my story. Anyway, welcome to Hardway. Sorry, we the first 10 minutes of Hardway, and we're running our mouth about something.
Hardway
that's not
hockey.
wrestling. We are definitely talking hockey. Ricky, Scotty, how's your week been going?
Been pretty good, man. Just working hard as always.
Right, working hard. Okay. Did you have
Hardly
a full week, or
working.
did you have a full week, or did you only work 4 days this week?
Full week.
Gotcha. Ricky, you
And
still on vacation?
my vacation's about over. I have tonight and tomorrow night off, and then Sunday night I got to go back to hell.
Yeah.
Well, that stinks.
Oh yeah, it does.
All right. Well, we have a little bit to cover here today. Some topics shorter than others, but we are going to get our first topic right off the jump here. Daniel Bryan was the one who made the final call on CM Punk being fired. Now, I'm not sure why this came out recently. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why they decided to release this information. But Daniel Bryan said this. My dad always told me the right thing is often the hardest thing to do. It won't always make you the most money. It won't always be the most popular, but it's still the right thing to do. Heart AEW. Now, Daniel Bryan is, I guess he's head of the committee, the what do you call that? Disciplinary committee. All right.
Yep.
So now Daniel Bryan
He
says
needs something to do because he ain't wrestling much anymore. Because every time he gets in the ring, he's injured.
Well, he's playing the role of a pirate right now, and I enjoy that. I love a good pirate. All right,
Chubby pirate.
Chubby pirate. He's not a chubby pirate, though. I didn't say I loved him. I said I enjoyed him. Anyway, Scotty, what do you think of this? Why do you think that AEW or Daniel Bryan released this information on the weekend that CM Punk returned?
Well, I'm assuming it was going to get out regardless. I mean, from what I understand, a lot of the sheets had the information. They were talking about I want to say Chris. Was it Chris? Is it Chris Pike? Chris something or other that is the head legal guy now that Mega has stepped back from her responsibilities in AEW. And so it was Chris, this gentleman, Chris, this lawyer, and Daniel Bryan that were part of the discipline committee in AEW that brought this out. And I'm assuming this information was going to get out one way or the other. So Daniel Bryan kind of wanted to get ahead of it and save some face, I guess, and kind of let his side be known why he did decide to do what he did and letting Punk go. It's interesting. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, the question I have is how much influence does he have in this discipline committee? Like, I can get a lawyer. I can, I get lawyers being involved. I get, Tony Khan being involved because he owns the damn company. I get other people being involved, but how much does Daniel Bryan's word? I mean, again, yes, he's a veteran wrestler. He's been up and down the roads. He's been up and down the roads with Punk plenty of times back in the day. But how much, how much cachet does he have to be the one that makes the final call and says, no, we got to get rid of him? So I don't.
Well, I feel like Tony felt like, because he was scared, I feel like he had to separate himself from the situation. And this is more like back in the day, the WWE or WWF used to have wrestlers court, right? That's how they handle things in the back of his wrestler's court, and it was all.
They never fired anybody. That was Vince's prerogative. Like, right? Like, there's a big difference between wrestler's court and
Why fire them when you can fine them?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, and that's fine them, or depending on the fine, it could be, in WWE's case, it was usually a case of beer or whatever they did work. But no, it's one of those things where it's like that's what I'm like. Yeah, okay, so Tony wanted to remove himself from the situation, but at the same time, he owns the company. He is the Vince McMahon of AEW. He has the final say.
Right, but do you think that he's going to be the kind of guy that can make that type of decision? I don't think so. I think this is why he. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I don't think he is either, and this is why it went on for so long with all the issues prior to this last one. The whole thing that started with the Elite and Kenny Omega during the Full Gear or All Out a couple years ago. Tony just sat back and just didn't say a word and didn't just let everything happen.
Well, I think he was blindsided when that all happened with the brawl out and all that stuff. I think he was blindsided.
As an owner, you got to be aware of when shit happens like that. You got to nip it in the butt real quick. You can't just sit there and just be quiet and then just let it escalate.
So one thing I've noticed with the scrums for WWE is Triple H doesn't sit there. Right, Tony Khan sits there for whatever reason. Tony
Khan's also the size of one of Triple H's legs.
But do you think that this was CM Punk? Do you think this would have happened if Triple H was sitting there beside him or Vince McMahon was sitting there beside him?
Absolutely not.
No,
not a chance.
Yeah.
So there's a respect level there, right? There's a respect level because Tony, I think. And I heard a promo today from a indie wrestler that I grew up with the guy. I heard a promo from him. I actually thought it was a pretty good promo. He doesn't respect guys, and this is what this. I'm not going to name his name, but he said he doesn't respect guys that didn't come up in the business. And I think this is probably what we're staring at here with CM Punk and Jungle Boy and probably the Bucks too. At some point, they just don't respect the guy that didn't come up in the business and. Tony Khan sitting there like a fanboy at times, waiting to hug them when they're done talking. I just don't. I think there's a lack of respect there, and I don't think this would have flew if it was Triple H or CM Punk. I don't even think if Stephanie was sitting there for this shit.
Stephanie would have slapped this out of him.
Most likely,
exactly.
So. Yeah, so Daniel Bryan is, I guess, he's head of the committee, the committee. So anyway, do you think now this is kind of Daniel Bryan's not farewell tour yet, but he has said he is retiring soon. Can you see him taking the role of a Triple H?
He might be a good guy to be in that kind of situation.
I think Tony needs somebody.
Yeah, Tony definitely needs somebody. Because
But here's the problem.
Obviously, Omega and the Bucks aren't the right people.
Well, that and Tony's definitely not the right person to run that company. Like he's fine. Yeah, he's fine as the cash guy. Just dole out the cash. That's all he needs to do. I think Daniel Bryan could be a good Triple H role, but the problem is going to be getting Tony to release that death grip that he's got on the creative reins. Like Tony wants to create everything and be a part of everything, and so it's like you have to give up that power sometime. Guys like Bill Watts, I'm going to go old school on this one here. Guys like Bill Watts, they had a great booking mind. But here's the thing. They brought in other guys to do the job of booking because they said, you know what? I can't always trust my ideas. I need somebody else. And that's when, when Cornette came into Mid-South Wrestling, Bill Dundee, who was the big star in the Tennessee territory, they brought him in as booker, and Bill Dundee brought in all these new ideas and great finishes and stuff like that, and it helped Watts expand his business. I can see, Daniel Bryan being that Dundee to Tony Khan, but Tony Khan's got to let go of the reins, and I don't know if he ever will.
Yeah, I mean I feel like that's the toughest part of this whole thing. When you're a booker, and I work with a few bookers and a few owners, when you do all the jobs, something is going to take a back seat.
Yeah.
Whether it be your booking or your agenting or your disciplinary, right? So you need a good group of guys. You're only as good as the people around you, right?
Yep.
Hard wrestling. I enjoy hard way wrestling. I think we do a good job here. I do a good job here, but I can't do it without Scotty, right? I need you guys, and if we bring in special guests, I need everybody, because it takes everybody to run an organization, especially in wrestling. There are so many personalities, right?
Oh yeah.
And most of the time, the personalities are the wrestler, right? There's not one that separates himself from their character, including myself at times. So you have to have somebody that can wrangle all these personalities and be able to talk to a guy that's up here the same way he talks to a guy that's down here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Tony Khan needs that in AEW. I think Daniel Bryan would be great for that. As far as I know, he would be. I don't know how tough he is, because you have to be tough too.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be really tough. A guy like, and I hate to say this because he's had a couple failing organizations, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett would be another guy. Jay Lethal, another guy who's been around the block a long time. And especially Jay Lethal, I don't think he is a guy that not afraid to tell you exactly how it is. So guys like that. The only problem is everybody has to be on board. See, I think that Tony Khan told Punk, hey, you're my Triple H. I need you to watch and take care of everybody. Well, by that point, it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody respected him, right?
Yep.
Certain people did not respect him. I won't say everybody. Certain people, the Bucks and Hangman, and I don't know about Omega, because I think Omega is a different animal. I think Omega was probably okay with Punk, but they all lumped together. So they almost needed somebody that is neutral, that hasn't already came in and caused a bunch of waves. I think that's what Tony Khan needs, and I think CM Punk, it was too late by that point for when they gave him Collision.
Yeah,
and I think Punk took it when they gave Punk. He gave Punk the power. He let everybody know that he was the one in charge. Nick Nemeth, you're not wrestling tonight. You can go home. You can go home. You can
Matt
go
Hardy,
home. You can't do this. You can't have this. I think it went to his head a little bit. I think not that it went to his head, but he took the ownership part of it, right? When you become the Triple H or become whoever, you take ownership, and I believe you can be overbearing when you take on ownership, especially if you're trying to establish yourself with a bunch of young guys who really don't give a shit about you. So, but we'll see what Daniel Bryan does. Hopefully that is his role. Any last words on this before we move on?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo! Ric Flair's at it again. Sting announced his last match last night on AEW. It's going to be March 3rd, I believe.
Yep.
March 3rd.
It's my son's birthday.
And Ric Flair, I was totally confused when I was watching this. I thought that they were announced this as Sting's last match was going to be against Flair.
Yeah.
No, it's Flair by his side.
I really thought that's where they were going with it, and I was like, by the end of the promo, I don't know. I love Ric Flair, but he is just, man, you gotta.
He's
go.
almost too far gone.
He's gotta stop.
He's got to go. He's really got to go. He's his promo last night about talking about the old days, and I get it. they're trying to relive those old days, and Flair's 74 and Sting is 65. How old is Sting?
It's about right, I think.
Old,
64,
right? They're both
65,
old.
yeah.
I think Sting still got a little bit of left in the tank, and he wants to retire before he has Ric Flair left in the tank. You know what I mean? So Rick is, and I love Rick, and he posted today on Threads. Go ahead.
Well, the reason he's posting this, you're talking about the apology, correct?
Yes. Are you talking about what happened at the end of Dynamite last night?
Well,
that we didn't see.
I thought it happened a couple of days ago because it taped.
Yeah, that was when they taped Rampage, I thought.
Yeah, they taped.
Go ahead.
If again, we may be talking cross purposes here, but
I think I was confused. Yes, it was Rampage.
Yeah,
it was Rampage where they cut the segment short.
Yeah, they cut the segment short and cut it out of they cut it out of the edit. But so what Jason's about to read is the apology for something that Ric Flair tried to say on Rampage. That was edited out, talking about, Flair talking about reliving the good old days and this, that, and the other thing. And Flair decides to pull out one of his old lines saying, any lady 18 to 39, come see me at my hotel room. Now, here's the thing about Flair, and we'll get to the apology here in just a sec. And there's one specific piece of the apology I wanted to talk about, but I honestly, I don't have as much issue with the line. What I have an issue with is what Flair talks about in his apology about not doing this for money. And let's get to the apology part of it. But I think that people are being too PC because it's something that Flair always used to say. Yes, he's gotten himself in trouble with the ladies before. So yes, it's to acknowledge well. But
he didn't invite him on his airplane.
Yeah,
no, exactly. But read his apology because this is where it gets really interesting to me.
Oh, I wasn't going to read his apology. I'm just saying that the exact same thing his apology basically said, "Hey, I'm not doing this for the money. I don't need the money. I appreciate Tony Khan letting me do what I do. But if you think I'm 74, damn it, I've done everything. I'm not reading this. This is pretty much what I remember from reading earlier.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, it's pretty close. But if you think I need to go, then you, Tony, you let me know.
Yeah.
Tony, does he need to go?
Yes,
he needs to go, but Tony's soft. He's not going to make him.
Yeah,
he wouldn't get rid of CM Punk.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Flair is an old legend.
This is a job for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, Flair is an old legend, and Tony wets his pants at the thought of having him employed for him. So he's not gonna to get rid of him.
Well, yeah. To me, very quickly, I want to click on that money thing. The money thing is what cracks me up because if any of you all have listened to Jim Cornette's drive-through and Jim Cornette's experience over the last several weeks, they've talked. Conan! They've talked about the Woo Energy drink, all right? And it's absolutely hysterical because if you just listen to what they talk about, not just there's a couple people that have written in and given their own personal opinion reviews on how bad this stuff is. But if you just read the ingredients list and the warning labels on the cans and all this stuff, and you're looking at it like, all right, this stuff doesn't sound fit for human consumption. They are using this as a promo tool and a promotional opportunity. Flair's using this to get it on AEW, dude. And you're saying you're not doing this for money? Like the way it was described in in the opinion reviews was Smarties mixed with battery acid. That's how
It has. You can find it right now at Trader Joe's. Honestly, that's the only place you're going to be able to find it. I guess it's there.
I even asked. I asked at Walmart just to see if, like, people would know if it was sold at Walmart. It's not sold at Walmart. Not sold
Giant
at
Eagle. The list was Giant Eagle, Trader Joe's, and there was one more. I don't remember. And Ricky, you can tell us.
It was not in my store. It wasn't in my store. I mean, I've been off all week on vacation, but it wasn't there as of Thanksgiving.
You got the list, or you got the display there, but you didn't get get the actual drink. So usually it's the other way around. You get the drinks before you get the display. But here's what's in it: Chonga Red, Raishi, mat steak, turkey tail, lion's mane, and listen, I can. The lion's mane, actually, you grow hair from lion's mane.
Yeah.
That is true because I had looked into it. I don't know why. It didn't fucking work. I tell you what, though, I got the best set of pubes you've ever fucking seen. Anyway, cordyceps. What the fuck is a cordyceps? Now, I'm going to tell you what a cordyceps is. There was a show called The Last of Us.
Yes. Yep.
It is those things that are growing through The Last of Us that are telling the zombies where everybody is.
Oh, boy.
So, Ric Flair is a fucking alien. And that's all I got from you. Ric Flair is a fucking alien.
Maybe that's how he's still alive.
Yeah.
He could be. He could be. He's going to open his mouth and his little things are going to come out.
Like when I watched Dynamite on Wednesday night, you could see like when they showed the announce table and the announcers, there was one of each can sitting on the table or in front of it.
Yep.
Yeah, which looks horrible, by the way, because the desk is this fucking big and the cans are this fucking big.
Yeah.
They don't even. It looks ridiculous. Stop trying to sell this shit.
One yellow, one green, and one I think pink can or something.
Yeah, you can order it. I did see it. You can order it from Amazon. It's $25 for a 4-pack, I believe. I think it's a 4-pack.
No, it's a 6-pack.
6-pack, $25.
Yeah,
that's still more expensive than gasoline.
Well,
I might take this stuff and throw it in my car, see if it'll actually run on.
I'm gonna take. When I saw the price, I went woo, and that's exactly what the fuck I did. I was like,
that's why I named Blue Energy drink, because every time you see the price, woo,
$25 a fucking drink is outrageous.
Yeah,
I mean, what $25 for a 6-pack?
Doing this, you're not doing this for money. Come on, man, you're doing this for all the money. Like,
and listen, I'm not doing this for the money either. But if somebody wants to hand me a couple dollars, I'll fucking. Anyway, speaking of getting money,
I will not be investing in that product.
While you're here, if you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube, please go like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Especially if you're on YouTube. We got some people on there now. Maybe it's new followers. I don't know. We're Heart Rate Wrestling. I don't know. I can't see who it is. They're not chatting. Why do people come in?
Kevin Erickson says you can get anything on Amazon. He got Brian Hardy's hair on Amazon.
I ordered chops.
Were they was he the one at the ATCW show that put the wig on when Hardy came out?
I am not allowed to tell you who Kevin Erickson is.
Kevin is Deadpool.
God damn it! You gave up his identity.
I gave up his
identity. To give up his
it's his profile picture.
Yeah,
it's his profile picture, isn't it?
Yeah,
unbelievable. Gave up the identity. I can't believe you. You're terrible. You're terrible. Anyway, when this drink does eventually come out, and Rick will be dead by the time it comes out.
Yeah.
I am going to buy. I just want the cans for the novelty portion of it. I'm not going to drink this. I'm a heart patient. Kevin Erickson is a heart patient. We will not be drinking this shit because we do not want to die. Unless they bury me and I look like this. Then I just got done saying woo.
Did you ever get Stone Cold's beer or IPA and try those?
Yes, and they are actually very good.
That's a fucking lie.
The IPA, I don't like the IPA. It's too much grapefruit. The beer's not bad.
Yeah, I love the IPA. I'm an IPA guy myself, so I loved it. But
Yeah, I was more of a beer fan, not the IPA.
gotcha.
I'm straight tequila anymore, boys. I learned a long time ago. We just drink tequila.
Yeah.
It don't matter what she looks like. Okay, we're gonna move on to Bray Wyatt is being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I like it.
Do you like it? You guys like this?
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
you posted a comment in the chat of like that really sucks or something like. What is your take on this, Jason? Because I am very confused. I think it's a great idea.
So, if you're going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, I believe that you have to have a long career of championships and being with WWE. Bray Wyatt was not. Bray Wyatt had a run in NXT and he had a run in WWE. He was the champion twice, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
You won a
one
title twice?
WWE and one Universal.
Yeah.
He has spent more time away than he did when he was with the WWE. I just don't think his career says Hall of Fame. I just don't see it.
Neither does half of the guys in the.
I
in
like
the
Bray
Hall.
Wyatt. I like Bray Wyatt. I like his character. I think there was a lot of character to him, but there
He
was
had
a
a lot of interesting characters.
there was a lot we didn't see. There was a lot of build up to nothing too. A lot of times. So you got guys like Ultimate Warrior who just made it into the Hall of Fame. And the only reason why he just made it in is because he fell out with the WWE years ago. But he had a long career, a bigger career, I would say, than Bray Wyatt. And then it just took all this time for him to get into Hall of Fame. I'm not saying eventually induct Bray Wyatt into the Hall of Fame, but how many people are out there right now that wrestled for the WWE that aren't there?
Several, and there's several that get inducted every year that you're like, why in the hell are they inducting this guy?
Are you
Yeah.
putting Bray Wyatt in there with a team with a Dusty Rhodes, with a Greg Valentine, with a Hulk Hogan? Like these are guys, Demolition, Hawk and Animal.
Demolition's not in there.
Not in there. They should be, right? Why are they not in there? Why?
Lawsuits,
exactly. But if you look at their span of their career and what they did, they changed the game. They changed the game.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a ton of guys out there. I just don't think that Bray Wyatt lives up to a lot of the accolades that these guys have put out there. I really don't. I don't think so. So, Scotty, why do you think
They must not have any good options to put in then this year if they're going right to inducting Bray.
I think this is a sympathy grab.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't disagree, but here's my take on it. All right. I'm not like
before you get started, Scotty, anybody in the chat, prove me wrong. Tell me why, or tell me why he shouldn't be. I'm interested in everybody's thoughts here.
Randy says he
right.
Randy says he agrees and says the Hall of Fame has turned into a joke. I agree with that. It has.
And honestly, a lot of Hall of Fames do turn into a joke because once you get the main guys in, it takes time. It takes a long time. It should take a long time.
And then you're left with everybody else, and you're like, Jesus, like this is all we got this year.
But go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
Now, here's my thought process. And I do agree with you. Like, I'm not disagreeing with a lot of what you're saying, but I feel like Bray had a lot of potential that he just wasn't able to live up to. His life was cut very untimely short. And, you know, again, yes, we were waiting around for a lot of it. We were hoping he would come back. If they, like, in my view, if they had never taken the original Bray Wyatt gimmick, the Wyatt family, if they had never taken that away from him, his career would have spanned a lot longer and a lot better because that gimmick, and again, to me, I get why they did. I get Cena and all this stuff, but They had the perfect opportunity to turn Bray Wyatt face and John Cena heel at several years back. I forget, like 2014, 13, somewhere in there. And they didn't do it. And again, I know Vince doesn't want to kill the cash cow, John Cena, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But John could recover from that. The WWE could recover from that. The fact that they stopped one of their best stars from jumping into the stratosphere when they could have made him the next guy. Like, he was, in my view, the next Undertaker. He had the promo ability. The Bray Wyatt gimmick, the original Wyatt family gimmick, was comparable to the Ministry, in my view. It was very well done. It was very spooky. It was very unique, and I feel like he had that potential. A posthumous induction to the Hall of Fame. Yes, it is a sympathy grab, but I feel it is also very well deserved for him, because he's one of those guys that never got to show us what he really had. And I feel like his career, like, had he lived, his career would have been better. He would have, especially now that, Triple H, and now that Vince is gone and Triple H had the reins, I think, Triple H could have gotten a lot more out of him. I don't know. Again,
he was a guy, I think, that they, he was more of a character than somebody they needed to put a title on anyway, because when he became the Fiend, he was just this unstoppable force, and they booked him into a corner as soon as they put a belt on him.
Yeah.
And, like, they made him look completely unstoppable and ungodly, and then all of a sudden Goldberg comes in and just, like, kills him.
Yeah.
Or was it Roman or Goldberg?
It was Goldberg, if I remember.
Goldberg, yeah.
And that never happened, by the way.
Huh?
That never happened.
What didn't?
Yeah, they act like that never happened.
Oh, yeah.
Here's some names. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Well, here's a easy one that we know we'll never get in. That's Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Batista.
I will throw out another name, and I'm sure I'll get, like, flack for this or not, but this is on a wrestling aspect, not a personal life. Chris Benoit. One of the best wrestlers that I have ever witnessed. But again, what he did outside of wrestling is going to always prevent him from getting in. But isn't Snuka in the Hall of Fame, and didn't he?
Yeah,
charged with murder.
WWE Hall of Fame.
Brian, I think that they already inducted him into the Hall of Fame before he was convicted or whatever.
But it was well known that he killed his girlfriend long before he was ever convicted of it.
How about China? How about China?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
the WWE is still making money off of the name China.
Yeah.
Randy asked if King Kong Bundy is in. I do not remember if he is either.
I'm sure he is, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Earl Hebner, Earthquake, Fit Finley, Giant Baba, unbelievable. Gold Dust, and that's coming, I believe.
That'll be after he retires.
Haku, Erwin R. Shyster. Wow, how is Mike Rotunda not in the Hall of Fame?
That's an interesting, because is DiBiase in there?
That I don't know. I'm looking at.
If anything, they would put them in as Money Inc., not as individuals.
Yeah. Well,
here's one for you, Scotty. Jim Cornette.
Yeah. But here's the other thing, and I will say this about Cornette. He's one of those guys that, and he said it on his show many a time, he doesn't care. Like, it's not on his bucket list to be.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care until I care, right? Right? You don't think he would accept that? Lex Luger.
But see, there's the personal aspect around Lex. There's still a lot that is unsettled with them.
Is Macho Man in the Hall of Fame?
Huh?
Macho Man?
Didn't he go in a couple years ago after he died?
I don't know.
Think he
Miss
did.
Elizabeth isn't in there.
Yeah.
Definitely Owen Hart, Raven. Rick Martel. I wouldn't. Sable. Sable. Sable.
Yeah, she's another name that you're not allowed to mention on WWE TV, I believe.
Yeah.
Or at one point.
How about Slick?
Oh, wow.
Stacy Keebler. Mr. Softball himself, Sid Vicious.
I thought you were going Lawler for a sec. I'm like, wait a minute.
Taz. The great Muda. The Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
now let's rewind. Is Bray Wyatt more deserving than the Great Muda?
No.
But here's the thing: when did Great Muda work for WWE?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's a ton of people out there that aren't into this Hall of Fame.
But here's the thing.
Most of the reason why they're not in there is because either a lawsuit or they have the bad taste in their mouth from something that happened in their private life or whatever. Now, tell me this. Does Vincent Kenny McMahon make the Hall of Fame? Because personally, Vincent Kenny McMahon is a whore.
But can't argue that one.
No, it's for sure. You can't argue that. But here's the thing: he never wanted the Hall of Fame, even to the point of telling wrestlers, "Don't thank me when it comes to your Hall of Fame speech." Like he never sought that kind of thing. So now I would say, like, posthumously, if once Vince dies, in my view, like if Bray Wyatt's not in there and Vince dies at some point here in the near future, Vince versus Bray, you better be putting Bray in before you put Vince in. But I don't know. I mean, I don't agree.
What are you talking about? What do you mean Bray Wyatt is not done with the genetic jackhammer has done for all these years?
But at the same time, I would agree not putting Bray Wyatt in for the same reason I agree not putting Chris Benoit in. Chris Benoit's personal issues cloud his work. Yes, he was one of the greatest wrestlers that ever, was in this business. But what he did, Paul Heyman even said, if you've ever watched that clip, Nancy and Daniel didn't have a choice that night. Chris did. Vince didn't. Benoit didn't, or not Benoit. Bray Wyatt didn't have a choice in dying. Vince had a choice in what interns he hooked up with.
Randy Chris had another one. Barry Windham.
Yeah, he also said
that definitely should be in.
He also said Hillbilly Jim never did much, and he's in.
Don't go messing with a country boy, country boy, country boy. That right there.
Yeah.
That song alone, whether it's Jim Johnson or not. Jim Johnson also not in the Hall of Fame. Solidified Hillbilly Jim to be. Well, Hillbilly Jim's in the Hall. Yeah, Hillbilly Jim's in the Hall of Fame. Remember, he had that 2.5-hour speech last year.
Yeah,
but he has done just about as much. He's done more than Bray Wyatt, I would imagine. So anyway, at the end of the day, there's way more deserving people than Bray Wyatt. I'm not saying Bray Wyatt doesn't eventually get into the Hall of Fame, but I think this is a sympathy grab, and I don't. This is not the time for Bray Wyatt to go in.
Okay.
That's just my thought. There's a ton of people out there that Tommy Dreamer. Here's another one. Tommy Dreamer. Vader went in last year, I think.
Last year, the year before.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Vader did. He's still on this list. Oh, William Regal.
Yeah, now there's one that definitely needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
How is the guy who solidified War Games?
Yeah.
How is he not the guy who get? Honestly, I don't. I don't get it.
What was that word he always used? Damn it, my brain is blanking on it. It's that famous promo he cut on right before Thanksgiving on SmackDown. Besmirched. The man that the word besmirched into lexicon is not in the Hall of Fame versus, some of these other people.
Here's one. Why is Rey Mysterio in the fucking Hall of Fame? He hasn't even retired from wrestling yet.
Yeah. See, and there you go. In my view, if let's say it had been this year and not last year, Bray Wyatt going in, I could see Bray Wyatt going in well before Rey Mysterio. So
I don't know.
It's a joke.
I think that, again, there are a lot of guys out there a lot of wrestlers out there that should be in this Hall of Fame that aren't because of petty bullshit. And yes, the WWE owes Demolition a lot of money. Supposedly, they never saw any money from any of the figures or anything that they ever sold. So, I'm sure that's part of it. Nobody tied up till they're both dead, I'm sure. But again, there are guys out there that definitely do not deserve to be in this Hall of Fame, and there are guys that definitely do. And I'm not saying Bray Wyatt eventually shouldn't be in this Hall of Fame. To me, if this was an NFL, he's a kicker, right? He's a kicker. He doesn't go in until he has to go in, right? So again,
okay,
not who I would pick. But
let's just one other quick thing, just to kind of play on that last idea you just had. Okay, let's say in 4 to 5 years, Justin Tucker retires. One of the best kickers in the NFL. Okay, sure. Guy who has put more points on the board in how many years has he been in this business?
Keep going. Keep giving him the accolades. Keep giving me
longest all-time field goal.
Yeah, after the timer, longest, it doesn't matter.
He's got the highest percentage of all time, right?
Again, these are it's totally different sport, obviously. But Justin Tucker's got so many more accolades than time than Bray Wyatt has.
But your logic though says put a kicker in only at the So where do you stand on that?
Who's going in with him? Who got overlooked? Who got overlooked? How is Bray Wyatt going into the Hall of Fame and his dad is not?
Yeah.
Again, it's about who they're overlooking. It's not about Bray getting in. It's about who's not getting in front of Bray.
True. Okay.
So, would you put Sebastian Janikowski in before you put Justin Tucker in?
I don't even know who that is.
That was the Raiders kicker.
Kicker for the Raiders.
Okay.
He previously held the longest field goal record, I believe.
Gotcha.
Adam Vinatieri. Would you put Adam Vinatieri in before you put Justin Tucker in?
Vinatieri is in, isn't he?
Yeah, but would you put him in?
Oh yeah, if he wasn't.
There's guys out there that have more accolades and's been around a lot longer. I think there should be a time limit, just like they do with the NFL. How long do you have to be out of the NFL? 5 years, right? Before they put you in?
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5, something like that.
Nominated. I think there needs to be a time limit on that type of thing. I think this is a reach. I think that Owen Hart, the fact that Owen Hart is not in and I'm sure they've reached out to Martha and said, hey, we want to put Owen in, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with it. But you know what? Fuck Martha
Tell her to
Hart.
go fuck herself. Yeah,
fuck Martha Hart. We're putting Owen Hart in. We're putting the blue blazer in.
Yeah.
Right? Talk to Brett. Figure it out. Because honestly, at the end of the day, what is Tony Khan has not done Owen Hart any favors by bringing him in AEW.
Yeah, that's true.
The figures are shit. Anyway, they got a belt. Anyway, they got an Owen Hart belt.
Yeah.
Anyway, figure it out. There's way more deserving people in Bray Wyatt. I believe eventually Bray is going to get in. I don't think this should be the year, even though it is going to be next year.
Yeah.
Or maybe, Ricky, are we going to this? Are we going to the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
It's on a Friday.
Is it?
I think it's on a Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be.
So is what was that other thing I tagged you in? The Jimmy's famous seafood tailgate tour up there with Mandy Rose and Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to look in the tickets for that.
Yeah. How much is it to get the Mandy Rose OnlyFans special?
Yeah.
Comes with all the crabs you want. Anyway, let's check the chat here real quick and see if there's anything else.
Clarkson saying football is fake.
Yeah, I agree. Football
Oh yeah,
is
that is right.
fake.
Yeah, the Falcons kicker's a 1/10 of a percentage point now ahead of Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker's missed a few this
He's been
year.
passed up by a young ho.
Young ho, who's been around about 4 minutes. He probably should go into the Hall of Fame before Tucker, though.
Yeah.
What is his name? Young Hu Khan or Yo? What is his name? Yo ho ho in a bottle of rum. What the fuck is his name? Anyway, this is not a football. This is not a football show. This is a wrestling show. Anyway, the devil, boys. I think we figured it out. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
Do you guys know who this devil is? I'm fucking sick of this, by the way.
Same.
They should. I think this devil gets into the Hall of Fame before Bray Wyatt does. He's been around longer.
Is it Dolph Ziggler?
Hey, you never know. Vince might actually get in before anybody else. You never know.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a little backtrack.
That guy is way too small to be Vince.
Well, and
it's the anonymous. It's the anonymous Raw general manager.
It's a laptop on a mask. That's what it
is.
So there's been a lot of speculation on who it could be. Is it Jack Perry? Is it Britt Baker? Is it Wardlow? This guy has zero fucking shoulders, so it could be Wardlow. I heard a really good one today that it could be Swerve Scott.
Okay.
By the way, we didn't talk about Swerve. We didn't talk about Nana. We didn't talk about Prince Nana and Ric Flair dancing.
I posted that yesterday.
Yeah, that was great.
Fucking hilarious.
I love that. I love that Ric Flair is trying to steal moves from Prince Nana.
I'm just surprised Flair didn't break a hip.
It looked like two old. It
looked
like 2 80-year-olds in a nursing home, like during karaoke night.
Oh, is terrible. Neither one of them knew where they were. That's the best part of this whole thing.
Yeah, one had too much sip and the other had too much drip.
So, all right, so here we go. MJF tweeted this or X this. I don't even know how you say this now. Is it X'd? X. Every time I type X into my browser history, boobies come up. So I try not to put too many X's in there. But he put MJF posted on the 29th. I didn't sleep a wink, in a shit ton of pain, and I can't get comfortable. But it's Wednesday. We got a show to put on. I'm here. I hear it all. I read it all. I see it all. Okay, that was from MJF on Wednesday, and then we get this tweet from this X from a user called Unprotected Chair Shot. You have almost single-handedly destroyed feeling. LOL. He was tweeted that at MJF. Now, hold on, I lost it. The best part of that. Oh, wait a minute. Did I lose it? You dumb shit, you. I think I lost it. God darn it, I think I lost it. Oh no, you did lose it, stupid.
Hit yourself in the belly, you'll find it.
Hold on, I'm pulling it back up. Hold on. I gotta go to Britt Baker. All right, tonight on AEW, MJF's live promo 7 minutes. Christian Cage 10 minutes. All of 2023 Britt Baker
0.
live promo 0.
I did read that one.
Now, the people who liked the comment that Unprotected Chair Shot, Britt Baker, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara.
Well, Sammy just had a kid.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone another 6, 8.
So maybe Sammy liked the tweet and didn't realize what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, so, probably.
Is it possible that Britt Baker is the fucking devil?
That would be strange. Who are the henchmen though? And it's not Jamie Hayter, and it's not Reba Rebel.
We know Warlow is a henchman, right? Is somebody, right? He's been talking about the devil and taking everything from Max, and they keep showing these devil promos, and then Wardlow they play Wardlow's music. He comes to the ring to do his squash match, and he's got hat hair, right? So he just pulled off the mask. His hat hair is all over the place. Go back and look at it. I swear.
Yeah, it was bad on Wednesday night.
It was really bad last night. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, holy shit, Wardlow, buy a fucking comb. So, anyway, so it's either Britt Baker, I lost it, or Jack Perry. Now, people were saying that last week, not this, yesterday, the Wednesday before, that laugh, that the devil did his little laugh there at the end, that they broke it down and it sounded just like Jack Perry. So what are the chances?
Like I said, he's been cleared for reinstatement for quite some time now, and they just haven't felt the need to bring him back into the mix, by seeing his actual face. So yeah, it could be him.
If you look at the shoulders now this could be anybody, honestly. But if you look at the shoulder and the build, I don't know that it's Britt Baker because it's a little bit too broad. But it could be Jack Perry.
Yeah, I think it fits his stature.
It could be Jack Perry.
I know exactly who it is. He likes to make
Jim Cornette.
Yeah, right. I wish. No, he likes to make he likes to rebook all the old Attitude Era 90s stuff. I think it's
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan comes out there, pulls off the mask. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Maybe it's Vince Russo.
God. Shane McMahon.
Oh my God.
I just bought AEW.
I think we're going to get a faction with Britt Baker, Jungle Boy, and Adam Cole when he comes back.
What about Roddy and the Kingdom? What about Next Strong?
Adam, I don't think we're going to get. I think that they're going to be a sub whatever to this storyline. It's very possible that the Kingdom and Roddy do follow and end up being the new Devil Club or Bullet Club or whatever, Devil Club Red, whatever you want to call them.
Undisputed Era 2.0, 10.0.
Undisputed Devils, whatever you want to call this group. I think at the end of all this,
there you go. It's Britt Baker, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly.
We've never seen those guys together before.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I know I came on here and I said I know who the devil is, but at the end of this, it's not fucking me. And I have no idea who this is. This did not help. I've heard a million different scenarios, and it's Jungle Boy. I think Jungle Boy's too fucking obvious.
Yeah.
I think Wardlow's bad hair is too obvious.
I just think Wardlow's way too big in stature to be whoever this is. Because this person looks way too small.
First off, when you look at Wardlow, do you look at leader?
No.
Do you look at mouthpiece?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I think Britt and Adam are going to be a part of this somehow. I just don't know exactly how. World's End, man. I hope we find out. I really do. I really hope we figure out who this is, because
I guess wait till Wembley next year to find out.
God, if you know what, I quit watching wrestling. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop watching wrestling if they run this thing all the way to Wembley next year. It's got to be World's End, right? They gotta.
You would hope.
You think it could be Jungle Boy? Didn't they throw who was it? Bowens through real glass during that beat down backstage.
If you saw that glass break, you would have known it wasn't real glass.
Into the room with no door?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, how else do you think they got in there? Got in through the window, and they put the window on.
They're ninjas. They used rope.
Oh, ouch.
Come in through the ceiling.
Gotcha.
Ceiling tiles.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. We had a guy, Giant Eagle, do that one time.
Yeah, he didn't have any rope or anything. He had drugs and alcohol, and he came straight through the bakery ceiling.
What? Please elaborate on that.
I'm not. I'll tell you this off the air. I don't want to post it up out here because God knows I'll end up back to my retard boss, and I'll end up getting canned when I come back from vacation.
He doesn't understand this anyway, so
that is true.
Anyway, that's going to do it here for Hard Way Wrestling. Boys, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Nope. Yeah. I think we're good.
All right, well, we'll be back Monday with another hard-hitting episode of Jason making out with ugly women. I'm going to tell you, if there couldn't have been two different types of women, one was like, she's definitely a good 6. And the other I made out with. So I'll let your mind wander, but at the time there was no such thing as Facebook, and
probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. So anyway, that's gonna do it here for Hard Way Wrestling. Thanks everybody for joining. Please, if you did not, and if you have not, what are you waiting for? Go like and subscribe, ring the bell. Scotty needs all the love possible. It's listen, it's almost Christmas time, right? It's almost Christmas time. And there was no better gift to any of us here than to put your like underneath our tree of YouTube.
Yep.
Do it. We'd love to get to 200 by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen. We did not have any new subscribers. Actually, I'm lying. We had one new subscriber this week, and I guess they came to the realization that this wasn't what the fuck they wanted to watch, and they undid it. So anyway, I don't know what happened. I should message them like, "Why do you do this to me? You hurt my feelings. You hurt Scotty's feelings."
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back on Monday with another hard-hitting episode of Hard Way Wrestling, and hopefully there'll be some good news. Maybe tonight on SmackDown, CM Punk will lose his fucking mind.
Jessie says she thinks it's Punk under the devil mask. So,
man, let me tell you right now, if Punk pulled a fucking swerve like that, it was like, haha, WWE, it's been me all along. Oh my God. Woo! I pooped my pants. That's what I learned right now. I CM Punk on too much medication, my pants. All right, for Scotty and Ricky, this is Hard Way Wrestling, and we'll see you guys next time
on the Hard Way.
Peace.